Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, if you guys been watching the news, you know that Angela Merkel's been having problems. She has shaken. She shakes. She's got the shakes. It didn't happen just once. It's happened last week. She went into shakes, and she starts to shake all over. Her whole body trembles. She's done it again. This week. And it's really hot in Germany. I think I know what's wrong with Angela Merkel, but I'm not sure. I mean, it could be a lot of things, but what I suspect is that she has something called hypoglycemia. Now, they're giving her water. They're saying that she's dehydrated. I don't think so. I think what's happening is I think her blood has low sugar. There's not enough sugar in her blood. And this is a related effect to diabetes. This is very closely related to diabetes. In fact, it can be a side effect of diabetes. She has a diabetic shape. Now, I don't know if she has diabetes or not, but I suspect that what's wrong with her is something called hypoglycemia, where you don't have enough sugar. And instead of giving her a glass of water, they should give her a little something like maybe a half a banana or something, or something, a half of an orange, to eat, and that might bring her out of it. So it's just a thought, Anyway, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here, and let's get right into the markets. Let's take a look now at the silver price. $15.16 bid, $15.26 ask. You can see that as soon as the traders and everybody out there starts to settle down after a couple days, price of gold starts to slump off. They go right back to their old habits again, They get frightened. When they get frightened, they buy gold. And they've already showed you which way they're going to turn when they get frightened. So this basically, watch what happens. Watch what the traders do. When they get scared about world events, you see which way they turn now at this point. So you know what way they're going to go when things really get bad. When everything starts to fall apart in the world's financial system, you already know which way they're going to turn. They're going to turn to gold. And they're going to turn to gold big time. You see, right now things seemingly are calming down, but don't be fooled by this illusion. The world's financial system right now, every day that progresses, it's getting into be a worse and worse mess. Things aren't getting better. Traders they like flip-flop. They move in the direction that they're all like a herd. Honest to goodness, they're like a herd of cows. And any little noise can make them stampede. There's no real common mind there. They don't use common sense. They trade. They follow a herd mentality. Let's take a look now at Bitcoin. Bitcoin was shooting up just too fast, and so now we're undergoing a price correction because it just shot up too fast. Let's face it. I mean, it shot up like a bullet over the last couple weeks, And so, it's undergoing a little price correction today. When it's done with this price correction, you probably see the price start to shoot back up again. So, that's what we're under. We're under a price correction right now. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations for the day. We're looking at 332.1 billion. Let me refresh the page and see which direction it's moving. 333.8. So it looks like the correction might have found the bottom of the correction now at this point. 62.6% Bitcoin dominance. And we're seeing a lot of the coins fall off rather sharply. Litecoin, $115. You know what? I'm going to tell you, I think we're getting ready for big time moves upwards in price. But, a lot of these coins are down today. And this trend downwards is only because it went up too fast. It just went up too fast for the market. And this is a little price correction. That's all it is. Okay, so let's take a look now at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Boy, this market is Teflon. It's up 27 points on the day so far. Why I say this market is Teflon, why this market is so tough, I'll tell you, you ever seen those old combs they used to have in the old days that were made of nylon? You could bend them back and forth, and they wouldn't break? That's what this market's like. It's like one of those unbreakable combs that they used to make, you know. I remember I had one of those when I was a kid, you know, unbreakable comb, and I was bending it and twisting it and everything else. That now was tough. Tough stuff. Let's take a look now at oil prices for today. 59.15. We see that the price, let me take a look at the one-day chart here. The price is going up right now in oil. It bottomed out at 58.63. And right now it's at 59.15, so it's gaining back. And it's going up. It's moving up. Let's take a look now at U.S. Treasuries. Now, I'll tell you something I noticed with the Treasuries. What they've been doing is yields have been climbing on one day and falling on the next day. Climbing on the next day, falling on the next day. But how it's been working is the day that it falls, the yields fall, like today, they've been falling big numbers. I noticed today they're not falling in big numbers. They're only falling incrementally, small numbers. And I noticed that the bigger numbers now are coming on the days when the yields are rising. And so what we're looking at is the bonds, the treasuries, might be getting ready to make a turn in direction. These treasury yields could shoot up so fast, could take everybody unawares. It could, you know. But that's the way, you know, because it's in a bubble right now. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at how low they've driven the yields. 1.73 on the U.S. 3-year. 1.73, you know, on a 3-year treasury. Let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar index. And 96.23 on the U.S. dollar index. We're looking at the dollar index. It was up as high as 98 a month or two ago, and it was running in the 97s a lot. Now it's 96.23. You got to understand what the dollar's being compared against. The basket of currencies that the dollar is part of. Well, you know what? The euro makes up the biggest part of that basket, and you know what trouble the euro's in. And so, when the dollar is not showing strength against the euro, it just tells you how bad things are, doesn't it? Global stocks, they're just waiting. They're waiting on pins and needles to get some sort of a concession or anything from China, or China to turn and change their position, or America to turn and change their position. And somehow they're going to come and sit at the table and these talks, and they're going to, between U.S. and China, and they're going to come to some sort of a truce or some sort of an arrangement. They're always hopeful about this trade war. And as this trade war extends further and further on, their hope is going to start to go away after a while. You know what I mean? It says there's been a 180-degree reversal in market sentiment overnight when, at first, U.S. futures and global stocks ramped up higher for much of the session following an SCMP report late on Thursday that the United States and China had agreed on a truce to avoid further tariffs. Now, they had to pour cold water on the report just before 6 a.m. when it noted that some of the key items of the SCMP were missing on purpose, namely that China had very specific demands to agree to a ceasefire, including the removal of the Huawei ban. Well, you know, Trump's not going to remove that Huawei ban. That's one of their demands. Something that Trump would almost certainly not agree to, and yet the Chinese publication made it seem like it was Beijing that was oh so generous, when in reality it was setting up Trump to be the guilty party, when in reality it was China that once again held an untenable position going into the Trump talks. Trump, leader of China, talks. So the two of them are going to meet together in the next couple of days. I don't think we're going to see nothing come out of this meeting other than a continuation of the trade war that's already there. China's firm in their positions. The United States is firm in their positions. Neither side's budging. In fact, I think there's a strong possibility that we'll see these trade wars escalate over the next up and coming weeks. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking down toward the Brexit that's coming up. I'm going to tell you, that time between now and October is going to go awfully fast. You know? That extension's going to run out. Boris Johnson's probably going to get elected in as the next Prime Minister of England. He's already said he's going to bring it. I don't think Boris Johnson's scared to bring it. I don't think he's scared of the European Union. And I think if a hard Brexit comes to fore in this economic conditions and economic environment that we have brewing, with everything ready to fall and collapse anyway into an enormous recession, it'll just be the straw that pushes the whole thing over, you know. I really don't think we're going to make it to the end of this year before we're deeply embroiled in the recession. I don't think we're going to make it to 2020. I think the recession's going to start and it's going to kick in hard before the end of this year. It's going to become obvious that the whole world's went into a recession, and the United States has only one option at that point in time. They're not going to let the markets absolutely fail, which is what the markets would do if they sit and they do nothing. They're gonna do what they can do, and what they can do is print money. Listen, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. We're gonna catch you guys in the next show. Yeah, Friday show. I'll try to make it a special show. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.